Hello, 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 and welcome to another episode of Spotlight on LinkedIn Content Creators who are 50 plus. And I apologize for my distraction. I just need to make sure my technology is working this time, that I am indeed live. And my apologies for those who may have not gotten an original link or connected that way. But we're here now and we're going to proceed with this episode. Yes, I'm live. Okay, got the notification. That's all I need to see. Now I can get into this. Technology, right? But we got to work with it and make it work. So I am excited for my guest today. And again, this is my mini series Spotlight on LinkedIn Content Creators who are 50 plus. This is a part of my project for the LinkedIn Creator Accelerator Program, better known as CAP. My project is all about disrupting ageism in the LinkedIn content creator community. And if you follow my content, you will have seen yesterday, meaning Saturday. And so this episode is live on Sunday, November 13th. And so on November 12th, one of my posts was the actual video that I submitted in my CAP application, the raw video, but it shows how I was for real when I submitted my application about this being the topic. And so all about disrupting ageism, but let me back up a little bit. I am Clarine Mitchell. I am the LinkedIn Results Igniter. I am the founder and CEO of TCM Communications. My business is totally focused on changing the trajectory of lives, one LinkedIn profile at a time. So my focus with my business is providing my clients results, focus, generating coaching, content creation, corporate training, support so that they're able to generate organic results from the platform. And as you can see, I'm a high energy kind of person. That's just me all the time until I wipe out. But I am my authentic self in real life and on LinkedIn. So as you see the gray hair, not going nowhere. No shame with that. It can come on out. So I am a Black woman living in the greater Milwaukee area, Milwaukee, Wisconsin. I am 56, proud to say that without hesitation. I'm a content creator who is 50 plus. That's why this topic is near and dear to me. And for those who follow my brand, you know I'm all about the purple. All about the purple. If you don't know anything else about me, or that should be one of the top things that my following knows about me, is that I love purple. So you're always going to see that one way or another. All right. So enough of that. I want to get to the show. And I've just been looking forward to this. So this is episode 4 of my mini series. One more episode coming up next week, and you need to put it on your calendar and not miss that episode. All right. So my guest today is Miss Lisa Medley. Now, I'm going to let her introduce herself. Then I'm going to talk about how we know each other and why she's a part of this mini series. And then we're going to get into some questions, the interview, and then the engagement with those who are watching in real time. So, Lisa, who are you? I know who you are.
Hi.
Girl, no. Who are you?
Hi, Clarine. Thank you for having me on your platform. I am Lisa Medley. I am an executive coach. I am a 50 plus content creator. I'll reveal my age shortly. But I primarily work with Black and African American women in leadership. I help them lead with confidence. And so executive coaching is all about helping and assisting. It's not about fixing anyone. It's about helping other people be their best selves, their most authentic selves, and navigate some challenges that Black women often face in the workplace. And I'm glad to be here. Thank you.
I'm so glad you accepted my invitation to be my guest as well. Now, so you kind of alluded to it, but I need you to say specifically again, because it's all about 50 plus content creators. You don't have to say your exact age like me, but yes, you are indeed 50 plus, right?
Oh, yes, I am 56. So I just had a birthday. On Wednesday, I turned 56. Whoop, whoop.
We there together in the 56 Club.
Yeah. Yeah.
So, where are you located?
I am in Charlotte, North Carolina. I'm originally from Philly, so I got to shout out Philly.
Oh
But I'm
my
I'm I'm
goodness.
in Charlotte.
Oh my. How long have you been in Charlotte that you still shouting out?
Oh, I'm always gonna shout out Philly. I've been in Charlotte now 13 years.
Wow. Okay.
Yeah, yeah.
Are you ready? Let's get into
I
the
am ready.
interview.
Let's go.
Let's get to it. So, do you remember when you created your LinkedIn profile?
Yeah, I created my profile around 2012.
Okay.
I think it was because I can't remember. I think so. 2012, I went to graduate school,
Okay.
and I'm thinking I created my profile around that time for my graduate school connections, other folks in professional roles
Mhm.
within the graduate school, the business school. I had LinkedIn, profiles and such, and I'm pretty sure I did it to connect with my colleagues in school for assignments and just support and staying in touch with people.
So 2012. Right.
Yeah, yeah,
So it's 2022 now,
yeah,
right?
yeah, yeah, yeah,
So you've had a decade, if I'm
yeah,
doing math right, that should
yep,
be simple math. You've had a decade of being on the platform.
right.
So you created your profile in 2012. Did you start being consistent with your content in 2012?
Oh no. I don't I didn't start becoming consistent with my content until around 2019
Oh,
when I started my business.
okay.
Yeah. So I started my business in 2019, and honestly, LinkedIn wasn't in the forefront of my mind as the lead platform. I
Mhm.
was hustling, if you will, on Instagram.
Okay.
And so Instagram is where I would post primarily, and I would carry whatever I posted on Instagram over to LinkedIn and
Okay.
once in a while Facebook. Um,
Okay.
but I was still consistent. So 2019, but I wasn't thinking of LinkedIn even in 2019 as the platform for me. I thought it was
Oh.
Instagram.
Huh.
Mhm.
Okay. See, now that this conversation is taking another turn. The the
Uh-huh.
co- the LinkedIn coaching me is like thinking from another perspective now. We're still gonna get to my question, but that's always I love having this discussion because our journeys on the
Yep.
platform,
Yep.
like so I created my profile in 2007 rather, didn't become active to 2019, right?
Mhm.
No, wait a minute, let me back that up. I started created my profile in 2007, didn't start being active till 2000, yeah, 16, 17.
Okay.
So very much like you mentioned, like the perspective people have about LinkedIn,
Mhm.
it's like is second, way down on the
Mhm.
list. Let me just say
Mhm.
that when it comes to all the social media platforms.
Yep.
And we think about it from the perspective, oh, just put your information on there and just message people or connect with people, and that's it, and not zoning in on the content part. So what prompted you to start being consistent with your content in 2019 or around that time?
Yeah, so I started my business in 2019.
Mhm.
And as I said, I posted to LinkedIn and IG, but I really wanted to be found on IG.
Not
So
LinkedIn, but IG.
Instagram, right.
Hmm.
Now, having said that, um, I didn't feel like Instagram was really working for me. And in the circles, the entrepreneurs I knew, the
Hmm.
ones I watched,
Hmm.
a lot of them were on Instagram, but I just couldn't get in a groove with Instagram. And I stayed consistent. I probably posted there three times a day.
Oh. Okay.
And one of those posts would, I'd make sure that one of them would go over to LinkedIn. And after a while, I probably did it for a year and a half. And I just said, you know what? Let me try to switch it up. I'm a fan of long form content. So
Okay.
I
Music
like
to
to
my
write.
ears. Mm-hmm.
And I'm an introvert, so I'm not big on entertainment. IG has gone into this it's a visual kind of
Mm-hmm.
platform. They have reels now and so forth, but even then it wasn't about long form content. And
Mm-hmm.
I found that LinkedIn had an appetite for it.
Mm-hmm.
So I slowly kind of switched around, still on IG, but I brought LinkedIn to the forefront and made it my primary platform.
Well, bravo. So glad you made that switch.
Yeah,
Right.
yeah,
It's something you said about, entrepreneurs being on Instagram or other platforms. And yes, on the platforms, but are they getting the results, from being on the platforms, and not just understanding all that is offered on LinkedIn, a world of opportunity.
hmm
Um, but I forgot to mention how we connected, right? And so I want to mention it specifically foundation wise, but in reference to this topic overall, it was all about content.
yep.
And so we've been connecting. Actually, this is what was on November 8th was our 2-year anniversary of being connected on LinkedIn.
No kidding.
Right. So 2 years this month.
Okay.
Um, because you were engaging with my content. And
Right,
I sent you a connection invite, and the rest is history, so to speak.
right,
And
right.
continue to
You were
evolve.
doing your tips, a tip a day or 365.
Oh my goodness, don't give me flashbacks to that year. What was I think? So yes, I had a one a year-long campaign of
Yep,
one LinkedIn tip a day. And
yep.
yes.
Yep.
Okay, so
So
that's
I was trying to learn the platform at the time because each platform has its own personality and its own sort of demand, I guess.
right.
The
Culture.
audience is always looking for something different wherever plug in, and so I was using your leveraging your content to learn a little bit about the vibe of LinkedIn and the voice
Mhm.
of it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
So that's another interesting point. I might as well just tear up my questions and just like keep flowing here. Because and even for the content creator conversation, content creator economy process, full disclosure, Lisa is not a client of mine. Lisa's never been a client of mine. But yet the benefits that she's gained from my content
Yep.
without being a direct client of mine, especially when I was doing the year-long,
Mhm.
campaign with tips, but even the tips I provide on a regular basis, the ripple effect of how people benefit from my presence on the platform, even when they may not be direct clients of ours. I
Yep.
want to make that point, but I want to. So you've gotten birthday shout outs, and
Oh, thank you.
then you got a fan club. Oh my gosh, it is Lisa.
Hey, Tiffany.
So I had to make note of that. But so we met as a result of you engaging with my content because I pay attention to who engages my content authentically and consistently. Send
Sure.
you a connection invite. And again, the rest of it's been history in the making. But then we had a face to face, not face to face in person yet, because
Yep.
I'm still
Yep.
waiting on that because I get jealous.
Ah,
So, full disclosure, Lisa be having face to faces, in person meetings with LinkedIn connections,
I do.
and post pictures and be showing off. And it's like, when is my turn? When we meeting in person?
Well,
But
I'm going to Texas. I told you, so I'm gonna be looking for some of my LinkedIn connections in Texas, and eventually I'm gonna get to Milwaukee. I'm gonna do it.
eventually,
I am.
okay.
I am. Mark my word.
So we did have a one-on-one, a virtual meeting back
Yep.
last summer. And I was traveling. Actually, I was traveling. I was in Texas, and we had a virtual meeting.
Yep.
So let's get okay. I appreciate that story and how your journey of how you went from having that profile that you created back in, let me get it right, 2012,
2012.
and then started your business in 2019, decided to start getting more active on LinkedIn after seeing the process on Instagram not working for you and your business, and you being a fan of long form content, which LinkedIn is the home for that, so to speak, in a lot of ways. Yep. So considering that, how has that journey been? So that was 2019. This is 2022. Have you generated results for you in your business?
Absolutely.
Hold on, let me ask my question.
And you don't even have to finish your quick. Yes, I generate results. You know,
more than you did on Instagram.
Oh, for sure. For sure.
See,
for the record, I have never had a paying client from, I'm slowing because I want to make sure. I have never had a client. I've never gotten a client, secured a paying client from any other platform. Not Facebook, not Instagram, not Twitter. And I'm on all of them.
Wait a minute. Can you say that again for the people in the back? Because so many people, again, still think that LinkedIn is just for job seekers, that it is not a place for us as business owners. It is not a place. Say it again, please.
Let me tell you, I have never secured a paying client from any other platform. LinkedIn, I have been so fortunate and so blessed. I'm so appreciative for the platform. I have gotten tons of inquiries. Many of those inquiries have turned to paying clients. I've got a lot of supporters out there, engaged community. So people who, even if they're not my client, love on me every day, and we meet up in the comments and we have conversations and we laugh and we get frustrated together and we vent. But it really is home for me. It's home for me, and it's home for my business.
I love that. LinkedIn is home for you and your business. I love that. So, you've gotten clients from LinkedIn. How about that?
Let me tell you something, Clarine. I didn't even have a website, and I was getting clients from LinkedIn. I didn't have a website until 2020. I want to say 2020 or 2021.
And that was through your organic content, right?
That was through my organic content. People will inbox me or DM me and ask questions, read my profile, want to connect with me. I send them a link for a chemistry call, and we go from there. Organizations have reached out to me through LinkedIn. Individuals have reached out to me through LinkedIn.
The platform works if you know how to work it.
It works.
It works if you lean into the social selling process of LinkedIn. Let's get to okay. If you can stand up a little bit, ma'am.
Oh, my shirt.
Yeah, represent, ma'am. Represent. There it is. Okay, I'm so glad. And I didn't ask you to, and I'm so glad you did wear it. But that is a part of an example of the magic of LinkedIn and how the platform works. So tell the story about that shirt and what it has to do with LinkedIn in your business. Yeah. Oh, let me stop though and say actually let me congratulate you, ma'am. And I have to wait a minute, give me a minute. Because this is worth more than just me just randomly saying, congratulations. We need some confetti. We need some confetti to acknowledge this. Congratulations on the fact that you've transitioned from, okay, confetti, you can stop. Let me stop. You transitioned from being a full-time employee, working professional, and having your business to being a exclusively full-time business owner.
I have.
How has LinkedIn played a part in that? And tell the story of the shirt.
Huge part of that. Okay, so the shirt. So I created this shirt for my Black women leadership clients. I wanted something to inspire them. When they sign on with me, send them a little welcome with the T-shirt. And the statement really was in, based on a client's conversation. So she played a big part in what it says. And so I decided, you know what, I'm gonna make a shirt. I'm gonna give my folks that I work with this T-shirt. And so I mailed out about, I don't know, 15 of them. And one of my colleagues who I mailed one to, she wasn't a client, but a colleague, received a shirt. She's just been a dear person to me, so I wanted to give her a shirt. She did a video with the shirt and she posted it on LinkedIn. That thing went crazy. Now I wasn't selling these shirts. I was giving them away to my clients, as I mentioned. I got so many inquiries about where people could buy the shirt. I had to figure out how to stand up a Shopify site and put a photo on the shirt. It's out there now. No kidding. It's nothing fancy. I am getting the site redone now, a year later, or almost a year later. But I just rushed out there. I stood up a site. I dropped the T-shirt on there, and they sold like hotcakes. I got something like 43,000 impressions or views or whatever on.
Okay, confetti time again. Get it. Wow.
I have sold over 200 of these shirts. I think maybe 2 or 3 have come from other places, literally 2 or 3. I wish I had my Shopify up now so I could tell you exactly. But I'd say 90% of the sales came from LinkedIn.
Wow.
90% of the sales.
All right.
People were taking pictures and dropping them on LinkedIn and tagging in them.
I saw the pictures.
It was crazy.
No, but again, the power of LinkedIn, just the networking aspect of it, the fact that it's a global. I don't know if any of the shirts you sold internationally, but
Australia, absolutely. Puerto Rico. Well, Puerto Rico is not international, but yes, absolutely.
Oh my goodness. Good for you. Congratulations. That is phenomenal.
Yeah.
So, that wraps up that question about results. Yeah. A whole bunch of results.
Lots of results. People are missing out. Y'all are missing out if you're not leveraging LinkedIn, period. You're missing out.
Okay, Cheryl said, need the confetti again. There it is. It is worth celebrating, though, the fact that, okay, so to blow up as far as create an opportunity that was created for you that you didn't create. That it wasn't something that you had said, okay, this is going to be a part of my business plan. I'm going to have these T-shirts, sell them, have it as a revenue stream, right? Nope. The opportunity developed automatically via the power of LinkedIn. And that's how the platform works overall. If we use it appropriately, content-wise, that one person who did the video, and then others like, oh, we want it. And all the pictures I saw of people wearing theirs proudly, because that's a powerful statement that you have on the T-shirt that resonated with so many people. So congratulations. That is a phenomenal story. Let me just say this to everyone who's watching, whether in real time or the replay. I didn't know the depth of this story prior to booking Lisa, but I knew I had to have Lisa, and now this is another confirmation why I had to have Lisa as my guest, because that is, again, a phenomenal example of how LinkedIn can work if you work the platform. You know how you understand it, and you lean into the social selling aspects of it, but the power of content. And and you mentioned the word when you were telling the story about conversations. That's really where the magic is on LinkedIn, the conversations. People are so quick to, and sometimes I do it when I'm busy, scrolling and I'm doing something else. But people miss out on the real power that comes from the content is when we leave comments on content.
Yep.
and the exchange of the replies and additional comments, that's conversation, as
Yep.
it would be if we're at a networking event, conference, or in the work world. We're conversating, right? On LinkedIn, the conversation happens in the comments, not in the DMs necessarily, but the conversations that happen from the content should lead to the DMs and being about taking care of business in the DMs, right?
That's
But
right.
taking time to leave comments, and not just random 1 or 2 word comments, but some real intelligent based comments
Mhm.
on content. And again, Lisa stood out to me because she was engaging with my content. And because she was engaging with my content, now look at us 2 years past that now, right?
Here we are.
Here we are. Wow. Okay. So, what would you say to someone, whether they're a professional or entrepreneur, who are hesitant about creating content on LinkedIn and really just like, oh, that just happened for Lisa, or whatever examples I give every day, pretty much? There is like, oh, that's just Clarine because she's a LinkedIn coach. What would you say to them to encourage them to create content consistently?
I say lean in. I say take your time. There are lots of mentors on LinkedIn. So the way I learned is I stayed on the plat and I still do.
Mhm.
I spend time on the platform. I engage with other people. I watch how other people do things.
Mhm.
I take a piece of this and take a piece of that. I experiment, and sometimes it works, sometimes it does not. But I think that it's a learning process, and I think leaning in and giving it a try is the best way to get started. And of course, you can hire Clarine if you need some solid direction. Don't be afraid to work with, seriously.
Mhm.
Don't be afraid to work with someone who can educate you on the platform. If you feel like you don't, the saying, you either have time or you have money. Maybe you don't have time to scroll and look
Mhm.
and
Right.
dibble and dab. Maybe you just want to pay someone to teach you and help you learn the strategies to become more.
Expedite the
But
process.
you're right. Just lean
Speed
in
it
and
up.
do
Mhm.
it. Get in there.
If anyone has questions for Lisa, because we're going to get to the process of wrapping up, please put them in the comments. So type question for Lisa or question or capital Q so that I see it in the feed. But if you have a question for Lisa, please put it in the comments now. So what are your views about my whole thought process with my project, that there is indeed ageism in the content creation community? How do you how did that hit you when you first saw that that was my project? Do you feel that there's a process of younger demographics being favored in the content creation community, or just what are your thoughts? What are your feedback on?
Yeah, I do. I never really thought about it until you brought it to the platform. It's certainly the way I feel on Instagram and other platforms. They feel much younger. They feel like they're geared toward just the younger audience.
Mhm.
I hadn't thought about it um, until you brought it to the LinkedIn platform, but I do think that there is this idea that older people aren't tech savvy
There you go.
and we aren't sort of up with all of the new nuances around content creation.
Right.
And I don't think that's true. I think that there are even younger people who may not necessarily
Right.
tech savvy and
Right.
great content creators. I would also say that
Uh-oh.
some of the 50 plusers have to stop um, assigning that tag to ourselves. I've had people reach out to me who are older, and it's this. I just I almost I can't do it. And I think that we have listened and allowed these outside voices to tell us and convince us that we can't, but we
Mhm.
really can. So
Right.
it's back to leaning in, and it's back to um, knowing that we can do anything that we want to do if we're willing to learn and we're willing to take time and we're willing to lean in. So it's poppycock. 50 plusers are great content creators.
What did you say? Poppycock? Is that what
Poppycock.
right. It is not about the age. It's and I
It
love
is
how you
not
make
about
it
the
point
age.
because it can be someone who's a Gen Z or millennial and not be tech savvy or tech smart or
That's right.
social media. It's all about the individual. And so we
Oh,
have a lot that we bring to the table and we should be a part of this economy
we
process
should be.
as well.
And
And
we are seasoned, and we are seasoned in ways that some of the younger folks, God bless them, but they are not as seasoned as us and not as knowledgeable. And so I think you're missing out if you're not
mhm,
plugging into and leveraging professionals that are 50 plus.
the wisdom we bring to the table. And this project, disclaimer wise, is was never meant to be a divisive kind of process, us
Mhm.
against them, or there's room at the table for all
For
of us. It
everybody.
should be. It should be. Okay. We do have a question from Charlene. What keeps you pushing past the difficult times and possible ageism in the creative community? Or second part, or that we're not willing to learn.
What keeps me pushing past? Um, Hi, Charlene. How are you? Results keep me pushing past.
Right.
Um, I think that it was frustrating early on because I didn't know what I was doing. I didn't know how to do it. I have a corporate background. I'm an introvert, and if I had my way, I wouldn't fool with social media at all. To be honest, um,
Lisa.
I'm just being real. But I'm a business owner, and social media is a part of the landscape now, and there's no way
Right.
around it. So I had to embrace it, and I did.
Mhm.
And I took my time and I pushed past the frustration because I saw results. So results kept me pushing, results keep me pushing. And my Black women who are leading and navigating these tricky spaces in corporate also keep me going because I believe that I can help them through the platform as well, even if they don't hire me.
Right. There's a need for what you do, what you provide.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
All right. I'm not seeing any other questions. So I'm going to let you wrap it up. What final thought would you like to share?
Well, Clarine, I think that I've said enough. I love LinkedIn. I really am grateful for the platform. Um, to know that I have a place to share my ideas
Mhm.
and to share my frustrations and to share my insights. And I have a community of people who are waiting to hear from me. It blows my mind.
Mhm.
And so I just really encourage people who may watch this to lean in, learn, give it a try, give it a chance.
Mhm.
And I promise you'll get results. If you just consistency, just be consistent, you'll get results.
Being consistent, but there's strategies that go with the process too. Because there's
Absolutely.
so many people who are consistent and get no reactions or engagement or results tangible wise,
Yeah,
because there are some best practices associated with the platform,
sure.
best practices that go beyond tricks and gimmicks and all of that I see far too many people trying to do, as
Mhm.
opposed to staying true to how the platform is different from the other ones.
Yeah.
Before I forget, I want to share, and I see your question, Cheryl, and I'm going to get to that. I want to just remind everyone, if you're not seeing it already at the bottom, you're seeing the ticker now. This mini series is a part of my overall content with me being in the LinkedIn Creator Accelerator program. This is not the only content I provide on this topic. So making sure that you follow the hashtag that I have specifically for this project. If you're not following it already, or if you're not seeing the content, you can put this hashtag in the top left on LinkedIn in the search. The hashtag 50 plus LI creators. Again, 50 plus LI creators. Follow that. You can see all the content that I've already published and stay in tune to further content for the next 2 weeks of the program. So stay engaged, follow the hashtag. And now let me get to the question that Cheryl has. Do you think the transformation of the content that shared makes it a bit easier to connect and engage on the platform?
Do I think the transformation of the content that shared, the transformation? So,
do you want to clarify that a little more, Cheryl?
Maybe she's talking about the transformation of. I think LinkedIn content has transformed from years ago. I mean, I think
it's evolved.
I think it has evolved greatly, and I think if that's what Cheryl means, then it has made it a lot easier to connect, because it's real conversations happening now. I mean, people are talking about real issues, from everything from religion to politics to, workplace issues and race and age. And I mean, the platform is full of conversations, and I think that has helped with the engagement and helped with the growth of the platform.
Great.
Assuming that's what she meant.
Right. I hope that's what you were asking. Okay. Confirmation. Yes, that's what she meant. Okay. So, and I'm not even going to add to it. You covered it great. So I'm going to wrap it up now. Again, thank you so much, Lisa, for accepting my invitation, for sharing all your gems and insights and your story. Keep creating, keep answering the call that the community puts out for you, like that t-shirt story, right? Everyone, if you're not already following Lisa or connected to her on LinkedIn, please do that. No, I like that. Charlene, no longer accepting fluff. The fluff gets in there, but right. It's not a flaw. I tell people LinkedIn is not a flawless platform. It's social media, and some of the other stuff creep in. I get upset, especially with the people who do the gimmicks and tricks kind of stuff. But the cream rises to the top, right? So let's keep rising to the top with quality content and conversations. But so again, follow the hashtag 50 plus LI creators. Engage in my content. The program will end next week. So the content will end, but my next live, or the next episode in this mini series, will be next week, and my guest will be Martin Pratt. Oh my goodness, I'm super excited about him because he's like a celebrity. So I'm so looking forward to having Martin on next week. So catch us there. If you missed past episodes of this, instead of going through my LinkedIn profile, because I create content every day, all day long, kind of, sort of, you can go to the YouTube channel for TCM Communications. Again, TCM Communications, my business, and you can see the episodes there. Thank you so much, Lisa, again. And this has been wonderful. And thank you, everyone who has tuned in. And thank you for your patience with some technical issues I had from the beginning. But let's disrupt ageism in the LinkedIn content creation community. Take care, everyone.